Hello, YouTube. All right, let me see if I can get the flash working on this. It might be a little dark. Enable the flash. There we go. Okay, just wanted to share with you today some updates that have occurred. You see, I need to shut that thing off. My rice cooker is actually on. I don't know if you can see it's on right now because I've rewired everything. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug it to just turn off the rice cooker but leave everything else on. So some modifications have occurred to the vehicle, mainly for practical use. Since I'm going to be the primary person using this vehicle, mostly by myself, I'm rigging the normal setup so that it's most functional for a single person living in the vehicle and using it as a regular vehicle for commuting and for camping or whatever. So it's designed mainly for one person but can be used for two. In the two-person mode, it will, have to have stuff moved around a little bit, but not too bad. What I've done today is I've actually made things better as far as accessibility and stuff. The power connector that was on the side of the vehicle, the multi-plug outlet for 120 volts, as you can see, is now moved over to the behind the driver's seat right here. So I can actually just flip over and turn it on and off with that button right there, turn the whole unit down, shut it off. I can also plug and unplug stuff in individually. The screen plug is actually an extension cord that goes to the rice cooker, because we're getting ready to actually take the vehicle out soon to test with, cook with it, try to sleep all night and see how it actually does under real world use. So the rice cooker, as you can see, now has a little tube coming up. That tube is the the smoke release, or the steam release. So when the rice is cooking, there's normally a little hole here that steam comes out, but I didn't want it flying all over the interior of the car, so I'm going to try something with a little, what is this called? A little tiny tube. I think I got this at, I don't know if I got it from Walmart in the fish department, or if I got it from AutoZone somewhere. But basically, you open a little gap in the window, just enough to squeeze that through. And you have the other end down here, which I put tape because it was a little bit smaller than the hole. So the tape will block it from going all the way in. And you just stick it there. So it's like a little smoking access for the rice cooker. So we're going to be trying that out to cook some rice and maybe some other meat dish to eat with it on a road trip, cooking off free electricity. I did find my little modified holder here, phone holder. So this can be used as a phone holder while driving for GPS, or it can be used for filming because it has the little hand clamp that I made. So this is useful for just setting this up right now like this for now, so the phone can actually sit on it, so I can film and stuff. I might be able to cook the filming from here. I don't know. It depends on how it all works out. That remains to be done. Now, you're going to notice something interesting. I do have a little plug here. This little one with the red tip. This belongs to the refrigerator. So when it's plugged in and the car is turned on, it doesn't come on automatically. It only comes on when the car's turned on. But this accessory port now is hooked up to the refrigerator, which has been moved over here underneath the bed. And I decided to do this because I wanted to have access to cold soda. Nothing like a cold soda while you're driving on a long trip somewhere, or if you go somewhere and you just want cold soda. It's nice to have it chilled. If you plan for it and stuff, you can get ice in an ice chest and stuff. But if you don't plan for it, then you don't have cold soda unless you buy it cold. But having a little 12-volt refrigerator, I might as well use it, So I've got it set up right now so it can actually, when I turn on the car, it'll turn on the refrigerator. It's not going to be like ice cold, but it'll be cold, like I think about 20 degrees colder than ambient temperature. So whatever the temperature is inside the car, it'll be 20 degrees colder. So I'll be able to have cold drinks whenever I want. Only when I'm driving, though, because this thing will shut off. When the car shuts off, this accessory port shuts off. Now, eventually, when I check my battery levels and I can confirm that it can charge and run it all day, I can take this plug and plug it into the multi-plug outlet with the house battery back here. I know it's hard to see it all, but it's back there. I could plug it in there. That is always live. So that means the refrigerator could always be live. But right now I have it so it's only live when the car is running. And that will allow me to access all these sodas in here. I don't know if you can see that. It only hold like 6 soda cans. But that should be enough for like a road trip or something. If you're wondering what that noise is, that is a game running right now, Terminator. Just for some background noise. But I have made some other modifications. I've started to trim this down to smooth the edge a little bit. I actually cut it while on here, which is probably not the smartest thing to do, but didn't feel like taking everything apart just now. So I went ahead and kind of trimmed a little curve, and I may sand it down and paint it and stuff. I'm still debating. Did install a hook to help hold the cabling, and of course the thing got moved. You know, the multi-plug outlet was moved from here. I did screw all this stuff in so it won't slide anymore. So all this has been secured. And that's it as far as the modifications on this side. Let's see what else was modified here since you guys last saw. Back is still the same. I did make a new leg piece here for the table when it comes back here. So it'll sit here, and it has a little nail that holds that in place if you want to see the cooking episode where I have a rear kitchen here. And I upgraded the nail size to this giant size one. So, harder to lose it. And what else was done? I think since you last saw it, that was pretty much it, other than I did put a little guide thingy here so that when the front kitchen, when you move that and slide it back here, it'll slide in between these two spaces, and this guide kind of locks it into place so it doesn't fly around. The idea is everything, when it goes into place, it stays there, you know. And that's the other reason for not just putting the refrigerator in the front seat, because in a crash, that thing can become a weapon. So having it here under the bedding here, hopefully will keep it from flying into you and knocking you out or hitting you in the head or something like that. I do have the power pack that I'll be hooking up. So the vehicle right now has about 100 amp hours of house battery, but I'm going to be hooking up the second battery bank here, so I have 200 amp hours with 100 usable. That would make this vehicle as powerful as Little Blue, other than the solar charging, which I'm starting to install right now just for show, even though it's not really necessary, but I may go ahead and use it and test it out off-grid just to see how fast it charges and whatnot. I think this is a 25 watt from Harbor Freight. And what I did was I just took some poles, some beams here, and mounted it on the beam because it was a little too short to go across by itself. And then with these beams, I mean, if I wanted to, I guess I could screw it right into this metal thing. Might even do that, but I doubt it. I think because it's temporary use right now, I drilled little holes here, and I'm going to be getting some either zip ties or maybe wire, metal wire, to wrap it around and just hold it securely in place. Because this is, if it was more permanent, I might drill a hole, and I might still consider drilling a hole into this rack. This is like an aluminum rack, so if I drill straight in, I could probably just screw it in place since I screw that and don't need the zip ties or whatever to tie it down. Debating, because this isn't, as far as I know, I'm not planning on keeping this on here permanently, although I could, just to store the solar panel and keep the battery always topped off. Now, a concern I do have is wind blowing through here, and there might be some kind of drag coming through. It's like a spoiler. So I'll probably put some styrofoam and block that off so the wind doesn't blow under. And because I found that when I had Little Blue up like that, the wind would blow underneath the panel and you could hear it make the noise. Like you were gonna fly like an airplane. So I'm thinking of just putting some styrofoam, a sheet of styrofoam across the front here. So when the wind hits it, it hits and goes over. There might be a little drag unless you do it diagonal, which I don't know if I'm gonna make it, go as far as going diagonal or anything like that. I might, but it's not that critical. The solar, like I said, it's not a necessary thing. It's just a little add-on for plugging in for the power. It'll be coming through the charge controller here. The cable right now has the connector that came from Harbor Freight, and I lost the other portion of it. So I need to try to find the other portion and then make that so it connects into here, or I might say screw it and just cut the cable and run it directly into the, skip this whole plug, which I might just do if I can't find the plug that it goes into. I might just cut the cable and then just stick it right directly into the charge controller and let it charge. But it'd be nice to keep, you know, not damage this plug and just use the correct plug adapter if I can find one. But I don't feel like spending too much more money on this build. You know, this build, like I said, is all scraps. It's built from the pieces that were inside Little Blue. You know, the wood that I had left over, even the switches and stuff. So that's pretty much it as far as the modifications. Vehicle's like pretty much done. You know, the main thing that needs to be done now is just take it out for a spin and try camping it overnight to see if there's any issues. It looks like it'll work, but you know, you really don't know this until you actually let me try to turn the sound down a little bit on there and find the sound. Where's the volume here? I don't have my remote working. That's not the sound. That's not, okay, here's the volume. That's maximum. We're gonna turn this down if I can find the volume down. Okay, that turned it off. I need to get my remote and get the, isn't that weird, a Polaroid TV? I've never seen one before. I need to get the, oh man, you guys missed the movie. Let me get out of that. Okay, this is the volume down. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. The movie's funny. Maybe I'll let you watch the movie. It is a funny movie. So it's Terminator 2 Judgment Day. We'll have some little bit of sound so you can hear a little bit of a sound effect. But Terminator 2 T2 Judgment Day. And they have like a little intro movie, which I thought was funny. Aggies get annoyed by the music. Okay, I'll turn this out off. I just thought you guys would enjoy watching this. So this is the Terminator scene where he zaps on and he comes on to naked. So he's on Earth. I mean, he's in the past, time travel, and he's naked. But look how they hide him. Then when he walks in the open, that little motorcycle cruises along. And then he goes inside the bar. And you hear all that fighting and stuff going on. And he comes out clothed, dressed. So I thought that was kind of hilarious. These game developers have, I'll turn the music off since it seems to be annoying people. But yeah, basically system's operational right now. I got the plug. I think it even works better this way because the plug being up here means you can plug in 12-volt appliances from up here, you know, from the bedroom mode, or even someone sitting in the living room mode. The fans and everything all work. So, you know, you got 12 volts and 120 volt access back here. And the only other thing I need to do before I take it out is I'm going to, I think for the little side windows, I'm just going to use the tag board, the black tag board. Even though I don't like the black tag board, but I'll just use it for those. Just cut them out. Because I have some tag boards left over. So I'll cut that out and just wedge it in there. And then the whole unit is sealed. You know, just like the Little Blue was. It won't be like totally light sealed, so somebody looking at it at night could tell somebody was in there, but it's sealed mostly for privacy. And I think if I have the solar panel, it kind of gives away that somebody's in it. You know, so this is why I'm debating how I want to mount this, because you know, I'm just putting it on kind of for show for you guys, for those people who are actually wanting to do this with solar and everything like that. Me, I don't think I'll need it. But I'm debating. The reason I kind of am not wanting to have the solar up here is because of the stealth factor. When you put this panel up here, the vehicle looks like, you know, somebody might be living in it because of the solar. But without the solar, you can see it's just essentially a regular Pontiac vibe. It doesn't look any different. But the solar there is kind of a giveaway. And that's why I kind of want to not really do that. I will probably have to get some pillows. I tried this out with this stuff and it's okay, but I think, you know, what I did is I just doubled up on the back side of the mattress. But I'll go ahead and get pillows and make it a little bit more comfortable. But it's really nice. You know, once I fix the breaking bed situation, I fixed it by, putting that wedge there so it doesn't slide out, and slip and open up. The fans work very well with 3 fans in here. And the front seat now goes all the way flat. So I can actually put my head up there. I'm planning on carrying like a backpack or something. Then you can open up the moonroof there and look out. So I'm gonna go ahead and check your messages. And then I'm gonna go ahead and sign out here in a moment. The Rooster says Terminator was a movie that shows what our future holds. That thing said the year, I think 2022 or 2026. So, they're working on AI robots and stuff right now. And with everything going on with COVID and everything else, I'm like, it's starting to look more and more like, not like science fiction, but like a future look at what's coming up. Rooster says you use epoxy and mount it directly to the roof. I don't want to do anything permanent to this vehicle. This is my wife's car. That's why I was trying not to put too many holes in it and stuff. The build barely has any real attachments to the vehicle. Most of the stuff is on the platform, the wooden platform in the back. I only put some holes in for the curtain rods because they were flying off. And, I gave up on that. And I put some holes in a couple spots in the back of the seats where nobody would see it. But as far as like putting holes and stuff here, I didn't do that. That's why I didn't drill holes here for the kitchen table. The kitchen table uses this thing, with the little special adapter that goes into the cup holder. So a lot of stuff was done. It got a little bit more complicated because I didn't want to make it permanent. But I also wanted to make it secure. So like the rice cooker is actually down, for those of you who didn't see the other video, so it doesn't come up. It'll stay down. And then this strap, I'm going to have something holding down the lid so the lid doesn't fly. The plan is that, it's really not safe to be having hot stuff cooking in a car while you're driving, because if you get in an accident, that stuff can fly and burn you. Okay, but with the lid secured and this on here, the hope is that it's a little bit safer. I mean, living in a car itself is not safe. Okay, people have been known to die trying to live in their vehicle because of carbon monoxide poisoning or some other weird issues. Even with your battery here charging, there's poisonous gases that can be released, so you got to make sure you vent it. I didn't vent the batteries because there's no vent holes and stuff, but the plan will be, when I'm charging the system, have the little windows, the windows down just a little bit, so airflow will come in and blow out the gases. Otherwise you're breathing in bad gases, and if it charged enough in here, it could actually explode. Because I think it's hydrogen sulfide. I think is what gets released. Now he says, thinking about putting a boat. I've been thinking about putting a boat on top of my van for a roof so I can stand. Yeah, some people will actually cut out the bottom of the rooftop and put a boat up there, upside down boat. That might be a way to do it. Another way that I was thinking of doing things, if you want to know a cheap way that I think you can build things, which I might do in a future build, assuming I do a future build. I don't know if you've seen those insulation, the styrofoam insulation that they sell at Home Depot and Lowe's and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? The big, huge sheets. They're like 4x8 or a larger, maybe even 4x12 or something, or 6x12. I don't know. They're those insulation sheets that I put on the RV, like what I put in the roofing top of the RV. Those things are pretty stiff, and what you can do is potentially get that and cut it to the shape you want. So you cut it to the shape you want, then you pin, you use toothpicks or whatever, pin the pieces together to make your new roof for your vehicle or whatever. And you're like, but that's styrofoam. It's not going to be very strong. No, it's not very strong as styrofoam. But then what you do on top of the styrofoam, you put maybe either just, I don't know, if just fiberglass, coat it with fiberglass and resin, and it'll harden. So what you have is a hard shell on the outside with the fiberglass and resin, and then on the inside you have insulation, and then you can even put more fiberglass on the inside. So what you get is a really lightweight shell that pretty much barely weighs anything other than the fiberglass, because the styrofoam won't weigh anything. And it should be rigid and strong. If it's not strong enough, you might have to put some wood beams and stuff in there. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. But my hope is to eventually potentially build if I can get access to a truck, a tiny camper truck back unit built out of that material, you know, out of styrofoam and fiberglass. Is what I'm thinking. I don't know yet if it would work, but if it works, it could be pretty lightweight and strong, and you could do all sorts of interesting shapes. Let's see here. Just scrolling through. All right, I am going to go ahead and sign out. I hope you guys found this video interesting. For those of you who are wanting to do this kind of stuff, this is a potential way to vent your cooking so that, you know, your car doesn't smell like a Chinese food kitchen. So, hopefully the next time you see me, things will actually be in use. So we'll see how well it works. You know, it all works good in theory until you try it out and go, well, no, that didn't work. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Take care now. Bye-bye.